A fighter's jet, flying. We could hear shooting. There were a lot of kids crying. Even adults, we could hear voices like from the city. And then at this time, some people were already at the train station. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a girl, Alita, with another story. But this time around is the Russia-Ukraine war. Okay, so it's not like a exciting story, but this is exciting too. It's exciting in a way. Thinking about it today, it's kind of like whenever I think about the entire situation, it feels like it's better now, but it's a lot, honestly. During the war, when we were going through what we went through, for me, it kind of felt like adventure from the beginning. Let me tell you the truth. Because before the war happened, we all thought, it's not happening, it's just speculation, it's not happening, but then it happened. I'm talking about this video specifically today because today is supposed to be 24th of February. Well, this video is pre-recorded, obviously. So yeah, what you guys are gonna be watching it on the 24th, which is today of your day. What sense am I making? War, which is when you're watching it. So so 24th of February, that's when the Russia-Ukraine war happened. So that is when it started. Yeah, I remember 5 a.m. for everybody, every city. So on this fateful day, that's when they decided to throw us out of Ukraine. There are a lot of people that were ready not to. They have made Ukraine home. They were ready to stay in that country till they die. But Russia, Putin said, it's a lie. You guys are getting out of that country. Putin made it happen, made it possible. But anyways, this is like, I have a lot to say since the beginning of the war till today. Do you know at some point I actually went to Ukraine? Yeah, I did. I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about that. And I did that like twice or thrice. Okay, at some point it was for documents, at some point it was for one time it was for my properties. I don't have a property. So when you hear property, I'm not going there to pick up a car or going there to sell a house. So it shouldn't be in your head like that. It's not that kind of thing, okay? But I mean like things that, just little things here and there. Yeah. So about how it happened for me. For everybody, everyone has a story to about this war. I can remember what happened was there were speculations before the war, and I remember that night I was talking to my friend Fadila. Shout out to my girl Fadila. Ooh. I think we spoke, or is it after the war? But I can't remember what happened. But I remember myself and my flatmate in the kitchen. Alexandra, hi Alex. So me and her were in the kitchen, and then we were talking, and then how she was telling me how she doesn't think there's gonna be war because they've been talking about the war. There's been speculations, about the Russia-Ukraine war since 2014. After the war that happened in 2014 in Lugansk and Donetsk. I remember then. I wasn't in Ukraine, but yeah, we heard stories. So they were like, since then they've been talking about like another war occurring, so she doesn't think there's gonna be. That was the exact evening before the morning of the war. Sorry, my tripod just misbehaved. I have to tell you guys this because a girl is literally struggling. Okay, this YouTube thing is YouTubing, so my tripod just misbehaved. I have to rearrange again, then come back. So like I was saying, yeah, so we're in the kitchen and then we're talking about this thing, and then she was telling me how she doesn't think this war is gonna happen. It's just speculation and it's just gonna like remain there. And then because they were in the news, they were saying troops coming to the border. I was like, which one is troops? Which border? But troops where? Is it the year I'm supposed to graduate school? Why is this happening now? This could have almost killed me. Why is it happening now? Troops, which board? I beg, make them chill. Let me just finish with this country. By the time I'm done, if they want to, I mean, I love Ukraine. Ukraine is like home to me. Ukraine has given me a whole lot. It has given me family, friends, education, and all the good stuff. Okay, but I wasn't willing to suffer. I mean, I don't think anyone did. Anyone wanted the war to happen. But I wasn't just looking forward to it. No. So I was so scared that night, and then I live very close to a train station. And then this train usually make like really annoying noise. But that night was different because whatever noise I would hear, God, is this the bomb? I mean, 2 days before the real attack, I've been having anxiety, sleep. I could not sleep. I'll go and check on my flatmate, and then this girl will be sleeping now. What the hell? And so I was just having unnecessary anxiety. So now, that morning, because I mean I wasn't sleeping as usual, then I heard a really, really funny noise. And then I went to my flatmate's room. She was sleeping as usual. I waked out. Did you hear? Because this one was different. Did you hear what I heard? She was like, she don't know. She didn't hear anything and everything. She stood up, she checked her phone. And then because it was too early, there was nothing. She checked her job, her work web, group chat, if they've said anything. She said, but nobody's saying anything yet and everything. So I called my girl, Fadila. I was like, oh, did you hear what I heard? She was like, yes, she heard. Everything was like, it's really happening. Oh, it's really happening. So that's how we knew that, okay, it has happened. We started getting ready. The first thing we thought of doing that morning was, of course, what everyone was doing. Going to stock the fridge, buy food, buy enough water, buy enough food, stock your fridge, because nobody was even thinking of going away at that time. So we were looking for where our underground bunker, where we can go and hide if it is necessary. I called my landlord, and then that morning I saw people going on, like people in my building. They were driving away and then they are never coming back. I look at the parking lot where they park cars. It was almost empty. I was like, well, why are all these people going to do? Because I wasn't supposed to be like hiding in the house and eating food and just getting enough food and drinks, So that day, I went to the supermarket, you could see how tense everyone was, because it was dawned on them that, yes, this is actually happening. People were shopping, we were buying, we bought food. We bought a lot of food. And then a lot just happened. That same day, I almost burned down my house. That's a different story for another day. So we got enough stuff. We came home. Family were calling and everything. Okay, you guys just be careful. How is it? Is it bad? So that morning for me, that day, because I live in Dnipro, I went to school in Dnipro, right? And then Dnipro wasn't like really, we heard what we heard, but it wasn't like as bad as people that are living in Kharkov that day. So they were like, are you seeing fighters jets? Are like soldiers fighting each other physically? We're getting questions like that. They keep asking like questions I obviously don't have answers to. It wasn't funny. Yeah. So I think 2 days, the second day, things were quite intense. Yeah, the third day, that's when we knew that, okay, this city, we have to exit. Sorry, I have to move because the sun has gone down and you can see shadows, So it's kind of like, if I come this way, then it gets bad. So I knew I had to, okay, this is better, I think. I knew I had to leave. I knew I had to leave Ukraine the third day. So I went to the train station in the morning with my friends and my flatmate. There was no train. Everything was reserved for like 2 or 3 weeks. So there's no way we would have gone out of the city. We thought about the option of renting a car, but who is going to be at the office where we're supposed to rent the car? We're supposed to rent the car. Who is going to rent it out to us? And who would want to give us to rent the car and take it where? We thought about all the options we could think of. We didn't have any friend that was around that drives. Nobody. So, and then tickets were sold out. The good thing is, that's why having a good government is good. You see, this 2023 election is just best to choose the best government. I think by the time this video is out, I don't know when the election is. It's probably done, or maybe Nigeria is on it, or I don't know. But yeah, the government declared train free, so you could board any train from any city. It takes you right to the border. So train was taking people from their cities to the border for free. So that was on the third day since the onset, since the war began. So yeah, we went to the train station in the morning, and there was no ticket, there was nothing. And me, I was scared. I didn't want to be in a crowded environment. So I just got scared. I went back home. Me and my 3 friends went back home. My flatmate stood back. She was like, Nana, I'm not going anywhere. I have to stay back in this train station. I have to leave this city today. Oh, she was determined though. Thank God for her, Sha. So she stood back, and then I kept calling till evening, And then she was like, it seems like there's another train coming, and then they said it's in 3 hours, this and that. So since I heard that, I just stood up, pick up my things. I told you guys I carried a whole box, like not the biggest size of box, but like the middle size, not the small one. No. Yeah, this box right here, the one in the middle, is the box. I carried random stuff, things I didn't even need. I bought bandage, I bought spirit just in case I get wounded. I'll be able to like run some first aid for myself. So funny. Yeah, we got, I didn't have a knife. I took scissors to fight. I don't know whose papa I want to fight. This is so funny. My flatmate carried a kitchen knife. You don't know the things you need. So we carried like basic stuff we thought we need. We carried steel food and water. Yeah, we took vitamins, Panadol, basic medication, spirit. So they were all in our bags. And then, So in the evening when she called, that okay, train will be coming in 3 hours, we now decided to go back to the train station. 3 hours came, train was not there. 4 hours. Me, at that point, I was like, oh, with that year, I'm not going back home. I'm not going anywhere. So my mom kept calling at some point. I was like, because me, I wasn't even sure train was coming. I just told my mom that I don't know, I don't think train is coming today. This is the time. And then they keep changing time of every like train arrival and everything. So my mom started crying. Oh, me, I started crying too. I started crying, no. I was like, is this how I'm going to die? Is this how I'm going to die? So I won't get to see my parents. Oh my God, I won't get to see my siblings. I was so emotional. I started crying. And then at the same time, that's when I really, really made up my mind. I was like, this city, I'm leaving this city. I'm not staying back. So yeah, we waited for hours actually. Then the train finally came. The way we hopped in, you think we paid the way we got into that train, you have no idea. So yeah, we went in. They just scammed us, This one $250 from us, but me, I didn't mind paying as long as I was in the train. We got to sit from Dnipro because the train was not full, and then the previous owner of the seat were not on the train yet. So when we got to where they were, they had to locate their wagon, and then we locate their space, and of course we have to stand. And a lot of people were coming. At some point, everyone actually had to stand, but at least we sat. So at some point, we stood till we got to Lviv. So the train moved now. And mind you, my city is Dnipro. Dnipro shares border. It's one of the cities that shares border with Russia. So that alone just left me really restless. I was like, So event start and now we they go begin this. So there's no way I would have stayed back in Dnipro. Anyways, so we moved. I think it was a 30 hours journey from Dnipro to Lviv. Lviv is a city close to Polish border. So it was almost 30 hours, I think. And then we have to go through other cities because we have to pick up people on our way, right? Because the train was going through like every city, make sure that they pick up people at every train station. So people were ready to leave. People were like waiting, kept stopping because of the amount of people that were ready to like get in the train and leave. And then at some point, if we get to a point where we hear a lot of noise, like shooting, bombing, the train stops. It stops for hours. And then we have to they have to make sure that everywhere is quiet and then it moves. At some point, I remember that particular time. That was the time I was like, God, if I make it out of this country, I will serve you. If I make it out of this country, nothing go up. The train stopped and then they started yelling. Oh, put off your phone in Ukrainian though. Put off your phone, put off the lights. The lights in every wagon went off. They told us to put off our phones because to avoid tracking, because I don't know how they thought that's the technology is like. I don't know how they explained it, but we're like, oh, we can easily track our location. If they see that there are a lot of devices in a particular place, it's going to be easy for them to strike. Like, nah, they sort of. So yeah, we put off our phone. There were some really annoying Pakistan. I can't remember their nationality. Like, our life is at stake. Put off your phone. Do you have to talk on phone? We all have families we have to communicate with. But then we have to do this to stay alive. Do we rather like talk with them and then they obviously can't help us? Do you rather put off your phone or be talking with people that are in another country that can't help you? I was so pissed that night. At the same time, I was scared. I don't even know the feeling. I can't explain the feeling I was feeling during that period. But it was so annoying. We put off our phones at that time, put off the light. If a pin should have dropped at that moment, we are going to hear, because that's how quiet the train was. And something that happened that really shocked me. I remember there's a place we stopped. There were a lot of bombing. We could hear bombing. We could hear a fighter's jet, flying. We could hear shooting. There were a lot of kids crying. Even adults, we could hear voices like from the city. And then at this time, some people were already at the train station. Okay? But the way these white people behave, it just reminded me of